Hey, music composers, are you looking for a clearer, cleaner flow in your music and in your career? Are you feeling stuck in this season of light, or are you free and you want to shine even brighter? It's up to you, with a little help from your friends. And here we are, your friends at New Thought Tuesdays. Word we express today will be a contribution to your highest and best life. So
Dean, what you were saying with a little help from your friends, how about playing us a little Beatles tune on there?
Right.
With a little help from our
Get
friends.
by with little help from my friends. And get high with,
Can you play that tune?
Oh, I love that tune. I used to do that tune in a concert when I was doing singing concerts at performing arts centers. That was part of my tuxedo and tennis shoe show where I did a whole Beatles medley. And I love the Beatles.
Play a bar of it for us?
Pardon me?
Play a bar of it on your piano.
I couldn't, I'm not a pianist. I'm a vocalist. I couldn't even figure it out on the piano.
It was that long ago?
It was that long ago. But
yeah.
So we're talking about, Rich, you and I talk about kind of spiritual principles, and then we relate them to people in the creative arts.
Yeah.
We are here to help filmmakers, composers, actors, writers, above the line, below the line, anyone that has a creative place in this world. We're here to help you make your mark, make you feel like you're having a sense of contribution and being positive and abundant in that position. And today our topic is the idea of illumination.
Yeah. Anybody, a plumber, a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, an architect, all creative. So everybody can use this stuff.
We're all creative, not just folks in the creative industries, but we are creative beings.
Yeah.
Rich and I just particularly have an affection for, and Rich has The Infinite Filmmaker, and I've got Living in Concert with Life. These are our two individual brands, but we come together today to talk on New Thought Tuesdays about illumination. And here's the reading that we take today on illumination.
Yeah.
You want to read this, or do you want me to do it, Rich?
Yeah, no, you do it.
Sure. Okay.
Let me read the Psalm reading. There's a quote here that Ernest Holmes uses from Psalms 24:7. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in.
Lift up, lift up, lift up.
Gates?
And he continues in his own writing. Ernest Holmes says, the gates that we have to open represent a place in our consciousness where the divine flows into the human. The light that the saintly artists of medieval times painted around people, particularly the halo, represents the lifting up of these gates.
Yeah.
Illumination or cosmic consciousness is a reality. It's a reality. It's not just stuff that's out there. It's a reality. And this is what Jesus referred to when he said, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Okay, that's all kinds of Bible stuff there, and we'll get into it. But just lifting it, shining before your men, before your women, before all humankind, shining your light. He goes on and he says, today I lift up my consciousness to the light, and I know the King of glory will come in. Today I keep this inner light, the candle of the Lord, trimmed and burning, for I know the bridgedom, who is Christ, my true self, will enter my consciousness. I know that there is a divine radiance emanating from everything. I know that in this light, which emanates from the very center of everything, there is no darkness at all. Yeah. In this light, I shall see the light. Okay, so Rich.
I want to talk about that light. that divine light that's within everything and within us. And I believe there's a divine light, a divine presence within each and every one of us, where, the Christ said the kingdom of heaven is within that divine light. And it's just waiting to be recognized by our awareness, our conscious awareness of it. He talks about the artists of medieval times opened up the gates of their consciousness and allowed the divine to flow through in their creativity. It wasn't actually them painting those paintings. I believe that it was the divine within them, that they allowed it to express itself in and as and through their talents of who they were as artists. And I think the same is true for us as creatives. If you're a filmmaker, an actor, a writer, a performer, even a plumber, like I said, or an architect, or a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, you have been given these godly gifts. Each and every one of us has unique talents that we need to express. And when we express that, we're expressing the divine, we're shining the light within. And as the Christ said in this quote, shine it on a peg stand so that the world can see it, and don't try to hide it. Don't hide your talents and your gifts. Be proud of it and shine it. And that's what I always give advice to my filmmakers and my creatives that I coach, is just allow your light to shine. Be who you are, not who people think you are or who you want to be. Be who you are. Express yourself uniquely. And so that's my take on the light.
Sometimes I think sometimes we get the sense that we're being interfered with, or people or situations are against us. And I think when we get that sense of, what's going on, it's our opportunity to really, here I go again, take a deep breath, go into prayer, go into meditation.
Yeah.
Relax, relieve yourself of this anxiety of, okay, it needs to be a certain way, or they need to act in a certain way, or I need to have an act in a certain way. And I'm going through this right now in my own creative life. And it's great for me to be able to speak these words, to say, shine your light, Dean, shine your light, Rich. Everybody in New Thought Tuesdays, shine your own light. And how can we get you to do that, help you to do that? Okay, again, we said, just physiologically breathing, but we say that all the time. Well, maybe people are hearing it anew. Take a deep breath and know that you are okay. You've always been okay. You're here now. You will always be taken care of and in a sense of okayness. And it's from that awareness that you can move forward in your sense of what you choose to do with your creativity. Your creativity is amazing.
Yeah.
Don't turn it into anything other than amazement. Enjoy it, embrace it, give appreciation for it, and give it. Whether you're a producer or a director or an actor or a singer or a dancer or a plumber or an architect or a CEO from a Fortune 500 company. And you know who I'm talking to out there.
You investors in our films.
Right. Our specific, my specific thing would really be, that's where New Thought Tuesdays comes in, to provide you with information in our groups and in our private sessions that helps you address, as we address, Rich and I address every day, any sense of consternation or upset. We use these principles to know that there's an infinite creativity that we draw on, not that we can draw on, but we do draw on it. These principles are in place. They're taking place. It's a matter of how we work with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And principles are laws, and principles are infallible. And it depends on how you work with them. I think, Dean, something you said is that we're here to support you and help you with this. And I think the way we do that is by shining our light, by being examples. I do want to talk about something that I went through. We went away on a trip for Thanksgiving. Okay. Because the family wasn't around. We were like, Jen's like, I'm not going to stay home and be depressed eating a big turkey by ourselves and stuffing ourselves to death until we fall asleep in the afternoon. Let's go on an excursion. So we went to a resort out in the desert, and it was beautiful. It was great. And before we left, I've been looking at microphones. I got to tell this story because this is a demonstration, and that's what
Oh, I know this is coming on. I'm waiting for this story. Yes.
Yeah.
I like this story.
I've been looking at little microphones to plug into my phone so I could get better quality sound when I'm doing my broadcasts and stuff. And we're driving and we're leaving the resort. They have health spas there and hot springs and pools and golf course and all kinds of stuff. It's great. And so we're leaving it, and there's this woman selling junk outside. And we only had $1 on us, right? So we ended up, I'm looking at this dollar table with stuff that's $1, and I don't have it on me, but I found this Zoom microphone when I got home. It was $140 on Amazon. And so it's like, that's how we use examples in our own life to show you that there is a light within, there is a divine presence that's waiting to shine in your life, to give you whatever you need to be able to succeed, as I call it, as a an actor in this movie called life. And so I think it's important that we share some of our successes and our light. That's the light that we're shining, not the darkness, not right. not failures, but the fear, doubt, and worry, the darkness. We shine the light, the faith, hope, and the charity. Yeah. And allow others to pick up on that. As we be lifted up, we lift those up around us. And so I like what you said about why we're here. Why are we doing this New Thought Tuesday?
Why are we doing this New Thought? Well, I'm lost for words. One of the things that came to me when you were talking about getting this camera and having not only the camera that you wanted, but having it be such a, hey, I got $1 in my pocket, and here's the dollar table, and here's what I'm needing, and I can just I hear this music that goes on as the kind of the background music of as I'm picturing this story that you're telling of such triumph and joy and happiness and delight, and it's part of my creativity to even hear you tell this story and add that sense of emotion, that sense of joy to it. Your story lifts me up, and then I lift myself up even farther by adding my own sense of creativity to that which I'm showing, I'm receiving from you. So we get this light shining between us, because you're telling a story. Quite frankly, I had already heard the story, and I was looking forward to hearing it because it's a great story. But in that anticipation and that joy, we get to have that moment of creativity here. And that's how we shine our lights on New Thought Tuesdays. So that was an expression of flow, of abundance, of supply. Yeah. Which is a spiritual principle that you live, move, and have your being in. You've spent much of your awareness on this planet having to do with supply and divine urge for supply, and it unfolds for you as you outpicture it.
Ooh, so that's good.
To me, that's shining a light.
As you outpicture it. Love it. See it, visualize it. See it in your mind's eye. I saw that microphone. As a matter of fact, it was too expensive for me to buy it. So I would just flip through it on Amazon and go to the cheaper ones. But this or something better shall come my way. It's always, versus not withholding anything. It's always something better will come your way, no matter what it is that you need. All my needs are met. Just keep saying to yourself and understanding and realizing that all your needs are met, and your needs will be met. And if you sit there and say, I can't have this or that because of this, that, and this reason, you're not going to get it. Thoughts become things. Change your thinking, change your life, change
the world.
That's what we're all about.
Change your thinking, change your life, change the world. Is there anything like, for instance, Rich, if I mean, I love how does this story extrapolate to like the film community to I know, because a big thing in our film community, in our creative communities, is finding the financing. Where does that this or something better? How do you use your spiritual principles when it comes down to cash, funding, people involved with funding? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Just knowing all my needs are met. You know, I was working with a filmmaker who had everything in place, his actors, his cast, his crew, the script, all ready to go. He just didn't have the money to shoot it, to rent the equipment. And we did a treatment. And within days, he texted me back and said, I talked to somebody, I didn't get the money, but this guy wants to buy all the equipment we need to shoot the film. This is something better shall come my way.
This is something better.
And this is something better. And the universe knows your needs even before you ask for them. It's omniscient. It's all knowing. And it's all supplying. It's all powerful, you know?
And if any of what he just said doesn't make any sense to you, or you want some more information about it, do come and talk with us after New Thought Tuesdays, and we will go into whatever kind of detail you want. This is a wonderful community, and you're welcome to join us. If you are seeing this on social media and you have not joined New Thought Tuesdays yet, go to newthoughttuesdays.com and click on the little icon there that gets you notified when New Thought Tuesdays is going to be on. And then we will send you a private link so that you can join in the conversation. And we are looking forward to all kinds of creatives being in our continued discussion after our New Thought Tuesdays. So that's we talk a little bit then, and then we go into talk with folks in the Zoom room.
Yeah, just come in and talk about some of the issues that you're facing, and we'll talk about spiritual principles that can help you break through. What did he say? To shine the light.
Shine the light.
Within.
Shine the light. And he closes out, let's see if I've got this here. Dr. Holmes closes out the Science of Mind 365 closes out with this Dr. Holmes quote from the Science of Mind. There can and does descend into our minds, embody and personally in our person, and personify in our person, a divinity, a unity, a spirit of God, the direct incarnation of that original thing in us, the mystical presentation of Christ. So what he's talking about there is that there is this Christness, this awareness, this goodness that really descends into our minds and embodies us as people. And we can use this awareness of goodness to shine our light on the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Mr. Smith, anything else that you want to share with our community before we go into discussion?
I got to share my microphone stories, which is great. Love telling these stories. But yeah, thanks. Thanks for joining us.
We're going to say goodbye to you guys for today. And for those of you that are here in our meeting, we will open up the conversation as soon as we turn off the recording.
Okay.